Do you have any ghost stories by any chance?
I do.
Depends what you mean by ghost stories, honestly.
Oh, that sounds
Like-
promising. That sounds promising.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, one sec, let me come over.
Thank you.
But
That's not worries.
we need to be at the tavern if. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We need to be at the
What's the
tavern. We need to set the mood. The story.
Wait, Trim, follow us. We're off to the tavern.
Just pour myself another drink and we'll. Drinking
Oh,
rum.
hell yeah.
All right. So, I'm 13 to 12 years old.
Yep.
I'm at my parents' house, and I'm playing. It's a two-story building. It's kind of like a mansion thing. It's kind of big. Our family house. So I'm at the lowest level, playing. There's in front of me. There's big ass window. It like covers the whole wall. It's about 2 meters high, and in front of that is my like gaming setup, and I'm playing. And all of a sudden, this dark mass thing just blocks out the entire window. Comes from the left, goes to the right. It all takes about 2 seconds, but it feels like a minute because you like freeze, you know, and you like try to rationalize what you just saw. And if not for the drapes going violently from the left to the right and all the decorations hanging from the ceiling starting to sway, I would have convinced myself that didn't happen. Like I was hallucinating. That didn't happen. But because of the effect in the room, the breeze that violently pulled all the drapes to the right and all the decorations swaying at this point, I was just sitting there in disbelief. Like everything that was told to me up to that point has been a lie. There's ghosts, and at that point also everything that goes bump in the night also existed. And over the years I've just debunked all this supernatural stuff, because if there's ghosts, what else is there? I was just, fuck that, my parents have been lying, there's monsters, ghouls, vampires. I kind of want to be a vampire now. Everything existed that I knew of that was supernatural at that point. And over the years I've just debunked everything.
Captain.
Oh, well,
your friend.
Yeah.
Is about to attack.
Attack?
Yeah, kill him then.
The brig.
The brig?
Wait, the brig?
But these guys are on the brig.
That's right. Oh no, Trent's disconnected to join voice chat. He should be able to come back up.
What is happening,
Dead.
Zero?
I've got no idea.
Wait, did Trent die? He's not in the party anymore because he's on Xbox, so he's trying to join game chat.
Who did you murder
damn.
up there? Who did you murder? Zero.
The sloop guy, I think.
Where is your sea dog hat?
Oh, my sea dog hat? Nah, I didn't like the sea dog hat.
R.
I kind of like the way he is dressed. He got style, man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I
So
approve. 10 out of 10, man.
You're a dapper king.
Aye.
Thank you. So
Sea dog?
everybody kinda. I really like the jacket. It's not torn, and it's pretty alright. But everybody kind of flames me because they think I should play a certain way, like sea dogs. But I don't know. I just really like the jacket. It's blue,
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's cute.
my story.
Yeah,
I've got
anyways,
many.
back to the story. The
Yeah. Story time.
the,
Zero. Sit down.
Oh, yeah.
if you look up like shadow people, that's kind of what I saw. In a ghost hunting videos, you might hear they talk about shadow people. That shit is what I saw. That's what they
that's
refer
scary.
to as the shadow people. And it was blacker than black, the void, completely blacked out. That 2 meter high window is mad. It blocked out the entire thing. Just darted from left to right. It was mad. So yeah, after that I was a believer. What else can I say about that?
Well,
I saw
yeah.
a ghost in front of me from a meter's distance after that, it's hard to say that it doesn't exist when you like saw it 1 meter away from you.
Well, yeah. At that point, I feel like you started questioning reality. You know,
Yeah,
because,
exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I did. Like everything's been a lie. My whole life, I've been living a lie. Everything exists. But that was a magical moment, because magic, the witches. What can I do? Can I become a wizard? Like everything existed at that point. There was magic in the world again, after being told that nothing exists. You know. And I believe them, because
Ahoy.
why not? I haven't caught my parents lying at that point, so I just believed everything they told me. Yeah.
I agree. That's kind of scary though. So, growing up, my number one fear was always ghosts, because hypothetically, this is gonna sound kind of messed up, but you know, the rule is that people should be dead, right? Which is, you know, but everybody likes to believe when a loved one passes, they're still with you and sort of things like that. But I always thought there's gotta be a concrete rule, because if dead people are dead, loved ones can't be with you. But there's like a blurred between the line kind of rule there that doesn't really go well in a young person's mind, essentially. So, following that, first of all, I've got many stories, but I'm gonna start off with I'll try and keep them a little bit simplified and short.
Alright.
So we'll start with what is it called? You know when you're like lucid dreaming but your eyes are awake?
Oh yeah, the sleep paralysis.
Something.
Yeah.
Ah, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with sleep paralysis because it's a little bit softer and you know. Okay.
I can actually induce that to myself on command.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah,
That's horrifying.
you have to do that to astral project if you know how to do that. If you were to do that ever in your life, it takes away the fear of death immediately when you pop out your own body and look at your sleeping body, and you just confirm that there's an afterlife. Like, what else can you believe after that when you're like standing there in your energy self looking at your own sleeping body? That is bizarre to say.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird.
It's a really interesting concept, I guess, because I don't know, it's really interesting. Okay, so I was always well, I guess dreaming stems into that, but I was always very interested in lucid dreaming and sleep paralysis. I'd never had sleep paralysis to this point, but okay, so I used to work nights, and I'd work in a hotel, and everything was fine. Saying that, actually, the hotel was you know, supposed to be haunted, which was kind of creepy, and everybody had that vibe about it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get onto that though. That's a very interesting one. But anyways, sleep paralysis. I was asleep, and it was the weekend. I stayed awake, playing Overwatch or some dumb thing. I don't know. Drinking energy drinks, and then I went to sleep. I was in my bed. I used to hang because we had a suit for work. I had a suit jacket over the door, and I remember I had the window open. I went to sleep, and suddenly around about 3 o'clock, I think I was getting up for about 6 o'clock. I remember being awake, but then I couldn't move, and I felt like, you know, when somebody gives you, have you seen birthday bumps? This is maybe a little bit of a dark subject. So you know when people give you birthday bumps and your arm goes dead, like literally so heavy that you can't move it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep paralysis for me was sort of like that, where it was the whole body. So I could move my eyes, but the rest of my body just felt super heavy.
Yeah, it's like the chemical that prevents you from acting out your dreams. So it's something that happens to you every night, but you don't really think about it, you know. When that starts to not function right, you get people sleepwalking.
I sleepwalk.
Okay. Yeah.
So it prevents you from, you know, getting up from bed and fighting a dragon, you know.
that's really cool if you think about it, but
Yeah.
it's kind of dangerous if it doesn't work, right?
Because you might get run over by a car. You just open up your door and walk
Oh,
out.
Jesus.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. Jesus Christ. Oh. There's been
So,
times
so
where,
good.
like,
It's actually good that your brain stops you from getting up and
yeah.
keeps you in bed.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, so I was laying in bed, body's dead, eyes are open, looked around the room, everything's dark, PC's off, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's in the nighttime. I look towards the door, and my mind's not really working properly because I've just woke up, but I'm like looking, and I can see like this lady, like this old lady almost, but it's just a shadow. And I think to myself, well, my suit jacket was brown, and I can make out like color in the room, but this looks like a lady. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I was thinking to myself, well, okay, well, where is the possibility of a person being inside the room? And I was thinking to myself, I locked the door, so they couldn't come to the door. Theoretically, could they climb through the window? I was like, no, but I was like, but I'm 90% sure there's a person standing there, but I'm not too sure. And then I was like, well, theoretically, could it be the jacket? And I was like, no, it looks too much like a person. But I can't make out the details. And then I was thinking to myself, well, if it's a person, they wouldn't just be standing there. They'd want to go through my stuff, or they'd want money, or they'd, there's gotta be a motivation for them to be here.
Yeah.
Because who wants to stand there and watch somebody sleep? That's boring. Like, nobody really
And
wants
like
to do that.
super fucking creepy.
Yeah, like who even does that, So I was thinking to myself, well, number one, I'm either gonna get robbed and my money's gonna go, or number two, I'm gonna die. And then I thought to myself, I guess this maybe could be it. And then I was thinking to myself, well, what if this is sleep paralysis? Because people have said about sleep paralysis and like the quote-unquote demon being in the room or whatever.
Yeah, interesting that actually popped in your head. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, theoretically it could be that, but my mind was straying towards like, no, there's somebody in the room right now. So I was like, okay, the motivation seems towards somebody's gonna kill me. If that happens, I'm just gonna watch them because they're watching me, because it's just really creepy. So if they're doing that to me, I'm doing that to them. Fuck it.
Nice.
So I remember like laying there for hours and hours and hours, just staring at this thing and never being able to make sure if it was a person or the coat or like different things like that. It was so weird. But at the end of things, I was staring so much I just fell asleep, and I woke up the next day and I was like, oh, I guess that happened.
Yeah.
That was it.
The best remedy for if you don't want to like experience it, you just close your eyes and you fall deeper back to sleep, and you get over it. It usually feels like it lasts much longer, but it's more like a minute, 60 seconds sleep paralysis when it happens.
Really?
Yeah, and it also depends on your mental state. So if you're in a good place in your life and there's no worries, there's nothing really weighing on your mind, you will see colors. But if there's any stress, any negativity, it will manifest as demons, a hag or someone standing in the corner of your room just staring you down. So it sort of depends on your mental state, whatever you see when you have sleep paralysis.
That's really interesting, because at the time I was not a manager yet, but I was made to do manager stuff, but I wasn't trained to be a manager. So there was a lot of stress because I thought to myself, I don't know like fire codes and different things, so there was a lot of responsibility chucked on me that I'd stress about like on my days off. So that seems to be pretty accurate,
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy to think though. But since I touched on the ghost story inside the hotel, which that's gonna sound really cheesy to I guess anybody. But no, it was literally a thing. So in my city, when I worked there and lived there, there was a famous case that happened inside the hotel. It was like done by, I wouldn't say the beach, but down by the sea, and it was like this semi kind of professional hotel that's like on the cheaper end. And it just so happened that my friend actually that was on shift that night. What happened was a lady got killed inside the hotel, and there was like a major case, and yeah, so it was always like room 203 or something. Yeah, it was 203. And every time I would get to the second floor, I would always do security checks for the fire doors and different things from the 6th floor all the way down to the bottom, different things. At 10 o'clock at the start of the night, and then 6 o'clock at the end of the night. But every time I got to the second floor, there was always like a panic sort of feeling.
Oh shit.
A tiny panic though. When I was getting like closer, it was a very tense feeling. But there was also that feeling down in the kitchen when nobody was there towards the night, and also down 2 floors from that, around by the same location, in a place where it was the conference rooms. But it's really interesting because there's a couple of rooms, the furthest room and the 2 rooms down, which are basically essentially like really open rooms that you have tables in, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in that time, we would clean it and set it up, and that was our job for half the night. And I would work 4 days, and other people would come in and do the work, and we'd always speak to each other, and we'd be like, oh, it's really weird, the door was closed, and you'd hear like cups being placed, as if somebody was in there placing cups or picking them up and moving
snap.
them. Yeah, so we were like, have you heard anything? And I'd be like, nah, and my friend Ryan, he'd be like, yeah, I heard that the other night, but I don't know if I'm going insane. Like, I think I'm just tired, and I had a monster straight after it, but I still heard it. So I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. Okay, so it was towards the end when I started leaving. This thing would happen, and I'd do the hoovering and different things, and I'd get a little bit freaked out because it always felt like somebody was like close, but you'd never see them, you know?
Yeah, it's common in like haunted places where the air just feels different, you know. There's this like feeling that someone's watching you, even though there's no one in the room. Like this, you get like paranoid.
Yeah, that's it, exactly like that. Like the air becomes like this anxious sort of resonation, you know, and it's like I've got to get at least 100 meters away from this location.
And randomly your hair just stands up in your neck, like, what is happening? Like, I'm not alone.
Yeah, that's it. It was okay. So there's this one night, right? This older guy named Kevin. I didn't like Kevin too much, but Kevin was working that night. And this is interesting because it was quiet. It was around about Christmas. There's nothing going on, and after Christmas, we don't really have too much going on. We were sort of like fumbling our thumbs and different things, and I'm like, okay, it's lunchtime. I'm gonna get a sandwich. So I went into the kitchen, and I was like, oh, there's that funny feeling again. And I'm like, I can't be bothered with this tonight. I'm a little bit tired. And then I think I hear a voice coming from the other side by the door, not towards where the entrance is of the hotel, but more to the right side and the back of the hotel where nobody should ever be. This is like the more laundry side, is the the back rooms, essentially. And I hear like a voice, and I'm like, no, this in my head. I'm tired. I need a coffee, and And then I started making a sandwich, and then I'm like, I shouldn't be in this kitchen. This is a really weird feeling. And then I shit you not, to the left of me, really close, I hear a voice, and I'm like, that is a voice. I need to get the fuck out of here. So I was like, no. I dropped everything. I walked over, and I'm like, this is creepy. I swear I heard a voice. I know we've talked about ghosts and joked about a lot, because we would joke about our nights, like, with ghosts and different things, and, you know,
Yeah.
but then Kevin looks at me, and he's like, you heard it too? And I was like, what do you mean? My brain lit up, and it was a weird feeling, and he's like, I swear I heard a lady inside the kitchen a couple of hours ago, but I didn't see anyone. And
Oh,
my
from what
God.
he said was the exact same that I experienced, and I was like,
Oh,
I'm not going in the
no.
kitchen ever.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Yeah. But it always makes me think, maybe that location was to do with room 203, you know? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it seems a little bit too on the nose, though, if you think about it. It's like, I don't know. But that was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, creepy, yeah.